been fantastic, and I hope you enjoyed it. There is a point. Is there a point to all this? Let's find a point. Is there a point to my act? I would say there is. I have to. The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be real. This has to be real. Look at my big bank account and my family. This has to be. Shut him up. Is this real or is this just a ride? Don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride. And we can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear, once you put finger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love, instead, see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever.
Culture is not your friend. What civilization is 6 billion people trying to make themselves happy by standing on each other's shoulders and kicking each other's teeth in. It's not a pleasant situation, and yet you can stand back and look at this planet and see that we have the money, the power, the medical understanding, the scientific know-how, the love, and the community to produce a kind of human paradise. But we are led by the least among us, the least intelligent, the least noble, the least visionary. We are led by the least among us, and we do not fight back against the dehumanizing values that are handed down as control icons. None of us are well treated by culture, and yet we glorify, the creative potential of the individual, the rights of the individual. We understand the felt presence of experience is what is most important, but the culture is a perversion. It fetishizes objects, creates consumer mania, it preaches endless forms of false happiness, endless forms of false understanding in the form of squirrely religions and silly cults. It invites people to diminish themselves and dehumanize themselves by behaving like machines. machines, meme processors of memes passed down from Madison Avenue and Hollywood and what have you. How do we fight back? It's a question worth answering. I think that by creating art, man was not put on this planet to toil in the mud. Or the God who put us on this planet to toil in the mud is no God I want to have any part of. It's some kind of Gnostic demon. It's some kind of cannibalistic demiurge that should be thoroughly renounced and rejected. By putting the art pedal to the metal, we really, I think, maximize our humanness and become much more necessary and incomprehensible to the machines.
That's one of the things that people really like to believe, that there's no interrelation between what you do in the rest of the world and what the rest of the world does in you. When the truth of the matter is, we're completely connected in every single fucking way. Yeah. We're all one big thing, pretending that it's made up of individuals.
The human race and the way it deals with the environment and the resources is like people that are living in a 10-story building, and every day you go down to the first floor and you pull a couple bricks out, and then you get on the roof and you start building another floor.
That's it.
Like,
amazing.
It's okay for now, but we all know that eventually it's going to fall apart.
This shit isn't going to work. Right now, the overpopulation, the fact that there's so many people on the planet and that there's horrific wars happening, people having nuclear weapons, maybe it's a time where people need to be extremists. You got to be extremist. See, that's another funny thing is, like, people right now, that's a insult. That's what they say when they're trying to discredit someone. They're like, he's an extremist. But it's like, is a fireman that's in a house with a sledgehammer bashing down doors to get to your kids to pull them out because the house is on fire, that's an extremist too. He's got to be a fucking extremist.
Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever.
Extremist character. The only way to get any order out of it is it's got to break down and be rebuilt properly.
That idea is an idea that I teeter on. I don't want it to break.
I don't want it to break down.
I don't want the fucking thing to collapse, and I like my life, and I like here, and I don't want the power to shut off, and but I consider it, and I keep thinking, like, well, probably it's going to require some kind of blip at that level for everything to get better. But I love, letting my mind consider, like, okay, but what if there's another option? What if there's
the other option is technology. The other option is there's going to be, if I had to guess what I think is going to happen, barring natural disasters or any extreme world conflict that becomes nuclear, what's going to happen is we're going to have some sort of a connection through online communication that literally allows people to look inside each other's heads.
Yeah.